Am I the butthole for overacting over cake? I, 23 female, am living with my boyfriend, 27 male. I've definitely gained the COVID-15, so for 2021, I decided to go on a little health journey to lose those couple extra pounds. My birthday came around the corner and one of my friends made me this lovely lunchbox cake. If you don't know what Korean lunchbox cakes are, search it up. It's adorable. It was a tiny Earl Grey cake, about 4 inches in diameter, with little heart-shaped strawberries and frosting frogs holding signs that said happy birthday. It made my little heart happy. I took it home and decided to eat the next day as I was having digestive issues at the moment and I wanted to enjoy it on date night with my boyfriend. It was the perfect little add-on for a cheat day too. My boyfriend came home, saw the cake in the fridge, and asked if he could have a slice. I said no and that I wanted to eat it the next day and that he could have some the next day too. He made little comments here and there, sulked, and after I continuously said no, went into his room to play video games for the rest of the night. When I went downstairs this morning, the cake was gone and there were dirty dishes in the sink with the little signs of happy birthday, crumpled and soggy on top. The whole cake was eaten. Obviously, I knew that my boyfriend was the culprit. I confronted my boyfriend and it didn't go well for a lack of a better word. It basically boiled down to if you would have just let me have a slice, I wouldn't have eaten the whole thing without you. He said that this was his way of getting back at me for being so selfish and stingy. I tried rebutting and arguing that it was my birthday cake and I wanted to eat my own birthday cake. He still didn't understand why the cake was so important because my birthday was celebrated a week ago. He even joked that he was helping me out since I was on a diet anyway. I was getting upset and of course, being the crybaby I am, I shed a few tears. He didn't really like that so he started chastising me a bit more, calling me immature. So instead of staying home for our date night, I decided to stay at my friend's place. I told him that I was upset at him at the moment and that he was making me more upset with this conversation so I was leaving for the night so we both could cool down. He's now saying that I'm a bitch for leaving and overreacting over cake. My friend said that I'm not overreacting at all and that I was in the right for being upset because it was my birthday cake. I'm really conflicted. I'm definitely upset about the situation but after all, it was just cake. Maybe I shouldn't have started a fight and just have let it go? Maybe I should have stayed and talked it out for conflict resolution's sake. Am I the butthole for leaving and overacting over cake? Update. Web link. Not the butthole, your boyfriend is an ass. Why would you eat all of someone else's birthday cake? Why would you eat any of it before they have even taken a bite? Your friend is right. Absolutely right. He didn't just eat it. He blamed her for making him eat it, said if she would just have shared, he wouldn't have eaten the whole thing, called her a bitch, and made stupid jokes. Plus, he crumpled up the happy birthday signs her friend made for her and left the dirty dishes in the sink for her to find. The things I would like to say about your boyfriend would likely get me banned, so I will simply say that it was your cake. It was a present, a lovely little surprise arranged for you, and he destroyed it, because he is a spoiled, selfish person who can't bear to be told no. Don't let him ruin your life, You have so much to offer. Don't let someone like this suck all of the joy out of your existence. This is a huge red flag, bigger than what original poster is saying, beyond what she's expressing. He did something nasty and cruel to her and said you made me do it. He blamed it on her. This is what abusers do. This is a classic sign of an abuser. They hurt you, and they blame you for it. They hit a woman and say I wouldn't have had to do that if you'd listened to me, that's your fault. They always blame the other person. This is a huge red flag and could be a sign for how this relationship will evolve and escalate. Original poster needs to be very wary. I'd honestly break up with my boyfriend if he did this. It's too big of a red flag to ignore. This. Original poster, this isn't just a piece of cake, this is your partner telling you who he is. Listen. Believe him and get out. Exactly this. NTA. Who is in a nutshell, I surely hope original poster listens. This is awful. Not the butthole by a gazillion. Yup. This particular abuse tactic is called DARVO. Deny, attack, reverse victim and offender. It's definitely abusive and original poster talks badly about herself, which makes me all the more concerned. calling herself a crybaby for wanting to eat her own cake. I saw that comment and wondered how many times the boyfriend has screamed that in her face as she cries. Op is definitely being verbally abused at the least. Verbally and emotionally. That's some sadistic manipulation. I'm 58 and still cry when I'm very upset. I'm no crybaby, just an emotionally healthy human. Exactly. It sucks that in 2021 men are still making women feel like garbage for having feelings. My husband gets angry when anyone cries, like irrationally upset. I think it stems from his abusive dad, but I'm like, dude, we know better now. It's okay to effing cry and release those feelings. Also 58, I cry because my father was emotionally abusive. It's my body's first outlet for any strong feeling. Thankfully my now husband believed me from the start when I explained what crying meant in me, and he knows when to mostly ignore it and when to just give me a hug. 27-year-old doesn't have self-control over cake, acts like an ass and then gaslights here. That's stupid as hell. I'd have thrown the man out. It's not about cake at all. It's not about the cake at all. Right there. The cake is the most recent example. But it's about treating original poster like garbage. Throw the whole man out, along with the cake trash he left in plain sight just to be mean. Oh, I think he does have self-control over cake. I think he didn't like that he didn't have control over Op's control of their own cake. Agreed. Throw away the whole boyfriend. Then buy yourself a cheat day cake and go for it. Your boyfriend is a walking red flag, Op. Swap your boyfriend with a good lunchbox cake, and you're good to go. See how mad you made me? I had to hit you. It was your own fault because you started to cry over nothing and it made me so angry that I hit you. This is what I was hearing. Op, I don't know if you are sexually active with him. Don't have kids with him, it would tie you down. Protect yourself financially and document his behavior for yourself and law enforcement if it gets bad. Abusers only escalate. There's nothing to fix because they enjoy abusing. I wouldn't put reproductive coercion past him, so I'd also suggest heavily guarding birth control if they are sexually active. Yeah, the worst thing about this isn't what he did to the cake. It's that he's changed her into a person who is uncertain of her own truth, her own feelings, her own boundaries, her own rights, her own standards, her own needs. Hearing someone who has just been treated like complete caca wonder aloud if they are overreacting for having feelings is just heartbreaking. There are a-holes out here just tearing other people's sense of self apart for fun. Because they can. This comment said it best in my opinion. Op, your NTA. Happy belated birthday. NTA. Op, please listen to our /arbor_Arabici. What your boyfriend did was rude. Not just an offhand, accidental rude. No, this was a deliberate statement that what you want, what you own, who you are, does not matter. To him, the only thing that matters is getting what he wants. Not only was it deliberate, he doubled down on it and said it was your fault. I would have cried in the moment as well, many people would. After a bit, the realization would hit. This was not just a rude comment, this was a deliberate, planned moment to make his girlfriend feel bad. Then, he made it worse by being proud of it. Please, leave him. He will do his best to humiliate and destroy you. You are a living, breathing, person, worthy of respect and love. Not debasement and hatred. Edit a word. This was a deliberate, planned moment to make his girlfriend feel bad. Exactly this. Original poster mentioned, it's just cake. Well, of course it's just cake. So why was it so hard for this guy to act like a human being about it? He said that this was his way of getting back at me for being so selfish and stingy. This is just plain as day manipulation. He had no right to get back at you. I would be concerned that he is trying to control you by framing your actions as something worthy of punishment. NTA, Op. Healthy couples don't get back at each other. He sat and consciously decided which action would hurt her the most on as many levels as possible, and then he executed it. All because she dared to tell him no, he had to teach her a lesson. I feel so bad for Op. Not even no, just not yet. Being the crybaby I am. Has been trying to control her for a long time, it seems. Him, A past ex-boyfriend, or maybe even her parents. Somehow she was successfully trained to minimize her strong emotional responses to being mistreated as immaturity or hysteria. I'm the logical person, you're the emotional one who cries when she doesn't get their way. Makes me want to hurl. But when you're trapped inside this construct, it's difficult to break out. I see a lot of red flags, triangular flag on post, from this along with the way he spoke to you. Sorry you lost the cake, time to lose the boyfriend and free yourself from a bad future with him. Yeah. It was a gift to Op, just cake for boyfriend. So he could have waited like a decent person. Or bought his own mini cake and shared half and half for different flavors. Or realized it wasn't for him and had a different dessert. Of all the options, boyfriend chose one of the worst. Truth is, if any decent human being happened to see a tiny birthday cake in the fridge and their so had a birthday recently, they wouldn't touch it, not even by mistake or unknowingly. So the fact that he blamed you for making him eat it means that he's TA, and to be honest, you should walk away from that relationship. He sounds toxic. You deserve better, Op. Also to note, she said no, and he bulldozed that. No boundaries or respect. It was a cake with birthday wishes all over it. He didn't have a birthday even a week ago, and still he secretly ate it and destroyed the decorations. I love the turnabout. Exactly, if it's just cake, why did he make such a big deal about it? Because it's not just cake to him. I wouldn't call it rude, I'd call it cruel. This was deliberately and calculatedly done to hurt her. That's not rudeness, that's cruelness. I'd say it's emotionally abusive. Lots of Darvo in there. And lots of red flags. Original poster, this isn't how healthy relationships work. You're not overreacting. It's not about the cake, it's about boundaries, respect, how to argue, how to apologize. He fails at all of those and more. It's not about the cake so much as the boundary stomping, lack of care for Op, and the bullying. Original poster, this guy is a jerk and you can do so much better. Please leave him. Hell, he even weight shamed you after stealing your handmade birthday cake. It was beyond rude, it was vindictive. Hey, you forgot to mention that this is a form of violence. Symbolic violence is when one person destroys intentionally any treasured item of another and wants them to find out. Also, blaming original poster and calling her names is gaslighting. I really wish she finds herself out of there and he gets everything he deserves. Exactly this. He's showing his true colors. Blowing up over something very small and trivial. Leave this man, you deserve better. Not the butthole. That's not what gaslighting is, but yes, it's abuse. Let's check the 11 warning signs of gaslighting. They tell blatant lies. They deny they ever said something, even though you have proof. X. They use what is near and dear to you as ammunition. X. They wear you down over time. Their actions do not match their words. They throw in positive reinforcement to confuse you. They know confusion weakens people. They project. They try to align people against you. X. They tell you or others that you are crazy. They tell you everyone else is a liar. 311. What is shared so far in the story doesn't make this particular instance a moment of gaslighting, but original poster definitely needs to keep an eye out for the other signs. Also, I believe someone here dropped these. I found them by the bin with a happy birthday sign, triangular flag on post, triangular flag on post. Not up. But I hope she sees this and gets out of it what I have about my own relationship. You know you need to take a good look at your relationship when you screenshot something like this because you feel crazy in your relationship. But I want to thank you for this because maybe it's exactly what I needed to be honest with myself for something I've known for a long time, and deep down I don't even need this list to figure out my answer. But still, thank you for this. Not gaslighting, just butthole behavior. Yes, I found you made me do a chilling. It's one step from I punched you because you made me angry. Then you're only one step away from I'm smashed you in the head with a glass bong because you cheated on me in a dream. Oh wow, that was nostalgic and not an A. That song reminds me of the best summer break ever way. Just substitute a box fan for the bong in my memory. Oh, and my own car the day that I told him I was done. Exactly that. I heard that sentence from my ex so many times and genuinely believed it because there were so many small things I made him do before it ended up physical that I really felt embarrassed and scared he'd tell people how horrible I was. Hey, I don't know who has called you names, whether it was family growing up or your current boyfriend, but this being the crybaby I am is not a nice way to talk about yourself. Just because you cry does not make you a crybaby or weak or unreasonable. Crying can be a way to release stress, it can be an involuntary reaction, it can be a whole lot of things, but it is not a negative attribute, especially when someone was super mean to you. NTA and dump this butthole who ate your birthday cake because you said you didn't want to give him a slice before you had even had a bite. I'm pretty sure that's how her boyfriend talks about her, and he's managed to make her internalize it. I got a feeling he regularly acts like an ass and then deflects by calling her out for crying about it. I wish people were more aware of the fact that you have a right to be upset if someone hurts you. Yep, from the way she tells the story, the doubting her own reactions and feelings and already internalizing and repeating BF's douche discourse of shifting blame. For sure is a regular occurrence. This is exactly it. My ex would yell at me until I cried and then told me he couldn't communicate effectively if I was crying. Yet he would scream at me until I did. Damn, sorry to hear that. I'm glad he's your ex though, and I hope you're in a better place now. Much better place. I actually ran into his supposed psycho ex-girlfriend and it turns out she's completely normal and had no idea he was lying about her, a good 6 years after they broke up. I hope original poster sees this. This is textbook gaslighting, guilt tripping, and projection. A good relationship doesn't have partners stealing or eating things that don't belong to them just to teach people lessons. This dude is selfish and self-centered. I'm willing to bet that the cake was just the last straw in a series of really crappy situations where he treated original poster like crap then blamed her for his terrible behavior. Crying does not make you a crybaby. People who are emotionally healthy and well-adjusted cry. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube and share them with your friends. We welcome your comments below. Press to start another of our videos.